Cycling the Carretera Austral, the essential packing list. Imagine carrying your entire life on two wheels through a place where summer and winter can collide in a single afternoon. That's exactly what cyclists face on the Carretera Austral, where packing wrong isn't just inconvenient, it could be dangerous.
That's such a fascinating challenge. How do people actually prepare for such extreme weather variations without overloading their bikes?
Well, it's really about this brilliant layering strategy. You need one high quality waterproof jacket, and I mean seriously waterproof, because Patagonian rain is like nothing else. Plus, a thermal mid layer. The fascinating thing is that most people pack 3 times what they actually need. No luxury here, but you do need to be ready for all 4 seasons in a day. Rain, sun, wind, and cold might all show up in one single ride.
So, what's the real secret to getting it right?
The key is understanding that every single gram matters. You want quick dry technical materials only. 2 shirts, 1 pair of convertible pants, cycling shorts, and a thermal base layer. Here's what's interesting. Studies show that the average cyclist on the Carretera Austral only uses about 60% of what they initially pack. You also need essential personal items like toothbrush, toothpaste, biodegradable soap, microfiber towel, sunscreen, and insect repellent. Toilet paper, you'll thank me later. Nail clipper and tweezers, basic first aid kit, paracetamol, ibuprofen, plasters, bandages, anti-itch cream, disinfectant, headlamp with spare batteries, and a reusable water bottle.
Hmm, that makes me think about all the times I've overpacked for regular trips. What about those notorious Patagonian winds I've heard about?
Oh yes, those winds are no joke. Local weather stations have recorded gusts up to 100 kilometers per hour. That's why you need specific gear like a buff or neck warmer that can transform into different protective items. And here's something most people don't realize. You actually need 2 shoes.
Tell me more about the camping aspect. That must add another whole layer of complexity to the packing situation.
It's fascinating because while companies like Austral Bikes provide the big three tent, sleeping bag, and mat, there are these crucial small items that can make or break your experience. Like, during summer months, you're dealing with up to 18 hours of daylight, so a sleeping mask becomes essential.
What about the technology situation in such a remote environment?
Well, here's where it gets really interesting. About 30% of the Carretera Austral has no cell service. You need offline maps, a robust power bank, and, this is crucial, redundant navigation systems. I've seen countless cyclists learn this the hard way.
That's making me think about emergency situations. How do people handle those?
So the statistics show that about 15% of cyclists face some kind of mechanical or medical situation that requires assistance. You also need to carry this carefully curated medical kit, everything from basic painkillers to blister prevention. Also, a phone and charger, plug adapter, if you're not from Chile, passport, credit debit card, cash. ATMs are not always available.
The more we discuss this, the more it seems like an exercise in minimalism rather than just packing.
That's exactly right. And here's the most fascinating part. Research shows that cyclists who pack under 15 kilograms of gear report significantly higher satisfaction with their journey. It's like this perfect equation: less gear equals more enjoyment.
So, what's the single most important piece of advice for someone planning this adventure?
After analyzing hundreds of cyclist experiences, it comes down to this: pack for the journey you're actually taking, not the one you're afraid of having. About 90% of problems on the Carretera Austral come from carrying too much rather than too little. And here's the beautiful irony: by minimizing what you carry, you maximize what you experience.
That's really profound. It's almost like a metaphor for life itself.
Exactly. And that's what makes the Carretera Austral such a powerful teacher. It's not just about the 1,200 kilometers you cycle, it's about discovering how little you actually need to have an extraordinary adventure. In the end, the lighter you travel, the more deeply you can connect with one of the most remarkable places on Earth.